A leaked text of a draft resolution regarding the downing of flight MH17 in East Ukraine has been published by the Russian Kommersant newspaper. Now, the UN Security Council is set to vote on the document in several hours. Let's take a look at some of the key points as we know them. It's been put forward by Malaysia and it's backed by 4 other countries. The core of it is calling for justice for all 298 victims. All states are urged to provide full cooperation with the international investigation into the incident. The document further calls for the establishment of an international tribunal for the sole purpose of prosecuting persons responsible for crimes connected with the downing of that plane, it says. Well, for Russia's side of it, Russia's already called that suggestion counterproductive and put forward an alternative resolution. Again, at the core of it is focusing on getting justice for the victims. That, according to Moscow, should be achieved through a more transparent investigation, where all sides are offered equal access to all evidence. Russia also calls for greater UN involvement, but not by establishing a tribunal. Greater UN integration, it suggests, could, for instance, be achieved by appointing a special representative on the incident. Antiziga Piskunov has more on why Moscow is opposed to the idea of a UN-led court right now.
Russia's main argument is that it's unfortunate, but it's not the first time that a passenger jet was shot down. In 1988, Americans shot down an Iranian passenger jet. In 2001, Ukrainians shot down a Russian passenger jet. And never did an international tribunal on those cases take place. So Moscow is raising the question, why now?
For a criminal investigation, you don't need an international tribunal or any UN Security Council decision. That's the main problem with this proposal from Malaysia and other countries. They admit it themselves. It's a criminal offence, and the UNSC never deals with those. When there was an obvious terror attack in Scotland and an American plane went down, there was no international tribunal, but a criminal investigation based on local law.
Just to remind you, holding this tribunal is a joint proposal from Malaysia, Australia, Belgium, the Netherlands and Ukraine. And Russia says another reason why it's against it is its timing, because we're still waiting for the results of 2 separate investigations which are currently being headed by the Netherlands, one a criminal one, and the results of that aren't expected to come even by the end of this year, while a civil investigation, its results are expected in October, and Moscow says, well, let's at least wait for those before any sort of talks about any tribunal would take place. Another issue is that the West often raises the Yugoslavia tribunal as an example for perhaps a future tribunal on the MH17, and Russia says, well, that's the worst possible example, since it's not even known how long that tribunal will go on. Very little results, and well, it's very questionable how effective that tribunal is altogether.
Well, there are less than 5 hours now left before the UN Security Council will vote on the MH17 resolution. We'll, of course, bring you the latest here on this.